Hello and welcome to Sebalicious. This is my third test video on soups, and this is going to be my puree soup, a ham and pea soup. Hope you enjoyed the video, and please leave a like and comment if you wish. And if you like what you see, please subscribe. Bye bye for now.
Okay, this photo shows the bacon joint I bought from my local butcher. I've added some onions, some pork cube to it, and then water, and I covered it in foil and basically braise it in the oven. So in the oven for about 5-6 hours to become very soft. Here you can see it cubed in my mise en place. Here I have my peas, my potatoes, which I kept in water so they won't brown, and of course there's leftover stock from the joint I cooked earlier. A bit of butter, my different utensils I can use, my frying pan for the ham for later to get a nice bit of texture, my soup cooking bowl, sieve and bowl, and of course my serving bowl, salt and pepper, and of course my blitzer. Okay, so first of all I'm just going to add the butter to the pan. Of course add the turn on the heat first, very important. And then the first thing to do is to saute the onions, and we want to allow the onions to soften. You don't really want to add too much color to the onions. We're not making like for example a French onion soup where it's important for the onions to caramelize. We just want to soften the onions, allow them to become opaque. I added some oil to the butter here just to prevent it from burning. It does actually work. It does help it from not burning. Just letting it melt a bit, come up to temperature. You always want to add food to a hot pan or hot sauce pan. You never want to add food to a cold pan. It's never a good idea. You want the cooking process to begin immediately. And here I now am adding my onions. And we're just going to let them to cook now until they become translucent. Okay, here I just added my potatoes. Just want to coat them in a bit of the butter and the oil. And then in a second I'm going to add my stock. My stock coming from the ham I cooked the previous day. There was a lot of liquid from the cooking process, so I saved it for my stock, as well as saving the onions from it too. So we have more onions coming into the soup for added flavour. And to be honest with you, as you're cooking this ham, there's no need to add too much salt to the final product because the ham itself will be quite salty. So perhaps a bit of pepper at the end will be required. So it's very important to keep tasting your soup during the cooking process to ensure it's not too salty. So bear that in mind whenever you're cooking with ham, bacon, or anything like that. Keep in mind it might be quite salty already. And now we're just going to let this simmer. We're not going to add the peas just yet. We want to add the peas just for the final few minutes of cooking before it being blitzed. And the reason for this is because we don't want the peas to lose their colour. We don't want a dark, horrible green colour. We want a nice, fresh, green looking colour. We want that for our final end product. Okay, here the soup has come to a bit of a simmer. It's a bit too much of a simmer, so just turn it down a bit. And here I'm doing something very important. I'm skimming the soup. When I'm saying I'm skimming, I'm removing all the oils and impurities from the soup. So this is actually quite an important process when you're cooking a stock or soup. You want to skim the surface to remove all that froth, all that dirt. Maybe it's a bit harsh calling it dirt, but impurities. So say the excess oil and that kind of thing. Of course, you don't want to remove too much fat. Fat, of course, is flavour. But as you can see, it will result in a much clearer stock there. If that makes any sense, and will help the end product looking much more clean, I suppose I can use the word, when served, because there won't be so much oil or seeping from the soup around the edges, that kind of thing, making it look unattractive. Okay, I just added my peas to the soup and just mixing them thoroughly into the soup. Now, of course, as they're partially frozen, they were taken out of the freezer, so in the process of defrosting, so the soup has stopped simmering now, so you just have to bring the soup back to a simmer and let that simmer now for at least a few minutes to allow the peas to soften. So when you do blitz the soup, it results in a nice smooth finish. Okay, and I'm about to blitz the soup. Of course, be very careful when you're blitzing your soup. Make sure the machinery you're using is in good working order. This is actually a new blitzer. My previous blitzer had a crack in it, so I replaced it. You should always do that with any sort of machinery. Either report it to the senior authority in the kitchen and make sure it's replaced and do not use it. That's always very important when using any utensil, any sort of piece of equipment in the kitchen. If it's broken or damaged, don't use it, report it, change it. And here I am now, I'm just blitzing the soup. Be very careful, make sure you don't burn yourself or scald yourself or anything like that. See, I'm using a cloth here just to make sure I don't burn myself. Now I'm blitzing the soup. Now, in a previous video here, you saw me having a sieve. Now, I did try sieving the soup to remove any sort of like little bits from it, so the soup become a bit smoother. However, it was a bit too watery, so I made the decision not to do that. And to be honest with you, I think I shouldn't have done it in the first place anyway, in retrospect, because the soup, as it is, as you can see it here, looks fine. I was very happy with it. It looked very good. You know, I thought in terms of textures and the taste, it tasted fine at this stage. Of course, I added a bit of pepper a bit later, but I decided against sieving it, passing through a sieve. Okay, now that's been pureed. The next process now is to put it on the side on low heat to make sure it doesn't catch, and then I'm going to fry my ham, my cubes of ham. And the reason I want to do this is because I like to give the ham some colour and a bit of like a crunchy texture to the soup. And you'll see that right now. Here I'm just adding my ham. a bit of chopped parsley. Suppose I could use a different type of garnish, I suppose, green on green, different shades of green, I suppose. And then I'm adding a touch of cream, nice little swirly effect. And so there you have it. There's the ham and pea soup. In retrospect, looking at this test and seeing the process, looking at it now for this video, I'm reasonably happy with it. It tasted nice. The taste was there. The stock from the ham certainly helped, and just needed some pepper rather than salt. In terms of the texture, it was nice. It was good. I think it could have been perhaps a bit more smoother. Maybe I could have perhaps sieved it and added some flour or corn flour to it. I don't know, something like that maybe. But looking at it as it is now, I'm satisfied. I think it's a good soup. I'll still make the soup like this again for certain. If I do a ham pea soup again, I'll keep it like this. I enjoyed it. I hope you enjoyed this video and like what you see. Of course, if you do like what you see, please leave a like and subscribe. Any sort of helpful hints, tips, suggestions, of course, are always welcome. We're all here to learn. And I hope you still continue to enjoy this Christmas period. And of course, it is being a tough year, but I wish you all a very happy new year, prosperity, and happiness and some peace this coming year. Take care, everyone. Stay safe, and I hope you join me in my next video, which should be a prawn bisque.